comes to trying to sound natural in American English, there's so many things that we need to be considering. Where do we put our tongue? What do we do with our mouth? How much airflow do we allow? So maybe we don't feel like we have time to study all those concepts, or maybe we're like, I don't know where to begin. And so today, what I want to do is I want to talk about if you only have time to make a single change to your pronunciation, what should that change be? And we're going to be doing it with an example from an audio file that you guys sent to us. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to the Schwa Mill. This is your American English pronunciation review show where you send us audio files and we give you feedback. And when I say we, I mean me. Hello, guys. My name is Jeff. It rhymes with breath. That is one of the 4 keys to a natural sound in American English, including placement, pitch, breath. Trying to weaken your consonant sounds in order to strengthen your vowel sounds. Again, thank you to everyone who sent us files. If you would like to send us a file in the future as well for potential review on the show, you can take a look at the video description for the link to the free group where we do so. Hello to David and hello to Ivan hanging out with us. Let's take a look at a clip that was sent to us so we can start our deep dive.
I mean, however much time we have on this beautiful planet.
Okay, so this was an example clip sent to us. Thanks again for sending it to us. Let's listen to it one more time.
I mean, however much time we have on this beautiful planet.
Okay, and one of the things that I'm noticing about this is I think we could continue adding more breath, probably even slightly lower replacement a bit, but the biggest thing that I think is going to make a difference here is playing around with pitch. This file does have a pitch range. There's parts where it starts higher and then by the time we end, we're lower. However, we have several thought groups, and I think one concept I really hope we understand is that when we change a thought group in American English, we want to change the pitch. I just did it there. When we change a thought group, we change the pitch. Change the thought group, change the pitch. And I think that this can be something that we tap into even more. And the benefit of doing this is not only is it going to make it easier for others to understand us, it's also going to make us sound more natural at the same time. So it's a win-win in many regards. So I want to show you a clip that I made where I just kind of played around with the pitches here. I'm going to show you the original, and I'm going to show you some movements that happened, and then we're going to discuss.
I mean, however much time we have on this beautiful planet. I mean, however much time we have on this beautiful planet.
Could you hear some of the shifts that happened? Now, it's not going to sound perfect because I was just doing some very quick pitch change things and speed things in the software, so it wasn't anything crazy. So the transitions aren't going to be the best. However, hopefully this can kind of start highlighting how it becomes a little bit easier to create some separation in the sentences that we say.
I mean, however much time we have on this beautiful planet. I mean, however much time we have on this beautiful planet.
Okay, and David says, wow, it works. As best as it can for that. This is a sort of exercise. But so some things I want to highlight. The original one was a little bit flat. All the thought groups were kind of falling into the same pitch patterns, more or less. So basically what I did was I took the first section and slowed it down. And when you slow things down, so now we're also adding some contrast with speed too, but when you slow an audio file down, that's going to lower the pitch. So that first part starts lower, the part where it says the I mean. And then it goes back to his natural sound, which was a slightly higher placement, slightly higher pitch. And then the final part, again, I slowed it down once more. Not as much as I slowed down the first part, but still a little bit slower. So you still get a slightly different speed, and then you also get a slightly lower pitch. So basically what you end up with is a section that starts off low, goes mid, and then it goes mid-low. So we have 3 distinct pitch levels. See if you can hear that.
I mean, however much time we have on this beautiful planet. I mean, however much time we have on this beautiful planet.
Okay, so we went from having like, I mean, however much time we have on this beautiful planet versus, I mean, however much time we have on this beautiful planet. So like now again, we're just kind of creating more separation between the parts. This is something that you can do for yourself. Basically, what this requires of us is it requires that we need to know a couple of key things that I want to go over. Before I get into that, I just want to highlight our sponsor for the stream, which is us. We're the sponsor. Oh my gosh. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to our YouTube channel members. If you're already a YouTube channel member, thank you. If you aren't really sure what even a YouTube channel member is, basically they get access to some video courses that we've created focusing on things like pitch today. We have a couple of pitch video courses. We also have an update to the 4-step American accent video course. But in addition to that, and probably the biggest highlight is that YouTube channel members get access to our group classes. Every single day I have group coaching sessions. And in fact, some people watching this on the stream right now are in our group coaching sessions. And if you would like to watch those classes live and also interact with us in the chat, ask us questions, see the things that we're covering every single day, well, then this is for you. We have sessions across very different time zones. So we have some in the morning from basically like 9:30 to 11 a.m. New York. We also have sessions in the evening, basically between 8:30 and 9:30 p.m. New York time as well. So if any of those time zones work out, or you just want to see the classes that we're doing, because these streams are great, but in the classes, I'll be honest, we just go into much greater detail on the nuances of how to sound natural in American English. And of course, if you're a YouTube channel member, because you're not actually, you're not a student with me on screen, it's also a very big discount compared to what people are paying. So you get the same information, but at a much cheaper price. So if that's something that you are interested in, I encourage you to become a YouTube channel member. You can go to Fluent American, or you can go to youtube.com/Fluent American, and you'll see the option to join, and that's what you'll get. And hey, let's start really taking our pronunciation seriously so we can make some real growth in how we communicate with the world. So the last thing I just wanted to touch on is, how do we do these pitch changes for ourselves? What are the things that we want to consider? Well, first things is, I would encourage you every day to kind of be practicing your pitch skills. How do you practice your pitch skills? Just doing things like this, 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 this. Okay, so that was a 5-step pitch scale down. You can double that. You can do like a 10-step pitch scale down, like this, 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 this. Okay, you can bring back up this, 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 this. You can go in the opposite direction. You can do 5 steps higher. It's like this, 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 this. You can do 10 steps higher. This, 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 this. And then of course you can bring that back down. This, 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 this. So that's the very first thing. I would encourage you, practice your pitch skills, because at some point we're going to need to use that whole range. At some point we're going to have to go high, and at some point we're going to have to go low. Okay. From there, you can even do a pitch scale instead of with a single word. You can do a pitch scale with a sentence, like introduce yourself, like, hi, my name's Geoff. 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 Or in the opposite direction, like, hi, my name's Geoff. 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 Like things like that. Because again, at some point, we're going to need to use this entire range. I promise you. You can also do some slides. So, for instance, is sliding from a high position to a low. So, like this. You can do slide up, this. You can also do like roller coasters, like this, and things like that. What we're trying to do is we're just trying to increase the range of pitches that we're using in our own speech. What's up, T? Got you hanging out with us. Some other key things to play around with pitch. Your body language has an impact on pitch as well. If you want things to sound brighter, higher in pitch, one thing that can help, smiling can do that just naturally on its own. Opening up your body, don't be so tight. Open up with your hands. That can also help raise your pitch. In addition to that, looking up, looking high. Conversely, to access lower pitches, you can get a little tighter. You can look down. You can make like a sad face. These are all ways that you can use your body to access some lower pitches as well. The more you're able to engage your diaphragm, the more you'll also tap into lower pitches too. The final thing I'll say is that, and I mentioned this earlier, when you change the thought group, change your pitch. I just did right there. When you change the thought group, change your pitch. This is a fundamental concept because every thought group has its own natural pitch range. So we want to make sure we're tapping into different positions. Because if you don't, if you keep all your thought groups at the same pitch, it's kind of like how I talk now. You hear how every single word I say is following the same pitch range. This kind of makes it a little hard for your listener to, that can be overwhelming for your listener if you keep at the same pitch range for everything. So we want to try to expand that range in order to give you a more natural sound. The nice thing about trying to find your thought groups when you talk is that every language is a thought group. So there's no excuses. I don't care what language you speak in. Just start to be more aware of where your thought groups are. Just start to be more aware of where your thought groups are. Thought groups. So that way, thought group, you can start identifying the separations, the thought group, between the parts of your sentences, thought group. Okay. And then once you can identify where the thought groups are, then it can make it a little bit easier to be like, oh, I need to change my pitch, or I need to go down, or I need to go higher. All right, so just some quick things there. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thanks for everyone who's been sending audio files. If you, again, would like to have an audio reviewed on your own, join our free Telegram group specifically for the Schwa Mill, this show, so that way we can get you some feedback on the next episode. I hope you guys have a good day, have a good night, and a good afternoon. Take care.